So yesterday we've covered about some parts of this. We know that in order for us to create a program, we have to have a problem first, and then only we can try to get the solution to our problem. Now, yesterday we've also tested on some basic information, some basic programming, in which we displayed hello world into the computer screen. And then we've also covered about having some input and display, input and output. So at that point, there was no processing. Yeah, there was no processing, but merely input and output. So today we are going to have a look at what are the contents that we can put in there to perform the processing. Yeah, the IPO, input, process, and output. This is where this one comes in handy. Basic control structure. Yeah, not only that we can perform how to process the data, but we can do a lot of things with control structures. And the reason why you need to learn about this is because you are going to get acquainted with all the options that you have in order for you to solve the problem. Yeah, initially you might think that this is not something relatable to what you are studying, but generally it does. Yeah, you are going to be using these control structures for as long as you're involved in programming. So what are the control structures? The program control structure controls the flow of execution of program statement. All right, so it provides structures that will allow an instruction or a block of instructions to be executed, repeated, or skipped. There are three control structures: sequential, selection, and repetition. Yeah? Sequential meaning to say one step at a time. Selection meaning to say you get to select either male or female. Yeah. Repetition is to keep doing that repetitively for a number of times specified depending on the situation. For example, you may have perhaps you need 5 inputs from the user. So you keep on repeating. Of course, you can do that sequentially 5 times. But then again, that's not a good practice of coding. Yeah, 5 is still fine. You can do that. Imagine that you need 1,000 inputs. So would you want to add in 1,000 lines of code just to get the input from the user? It's not worth it. That's why you need to get familiar with repetition structure as well. Now, let's try to have a look at the very first one. Yeah, the sequential structure. The simplest of all the structures. The program instructions has one starting point and one ending point, and each step is carried out in order of their position, and it's only done once. You start statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4. This is somewhat equivalent to what we did yesterday. Yeah? Where was it? Hold on. We did there you go. This is sequential. We have char name, see out name, see in name, see out hello. Yeah? If you look closely, are they not the same? Right, the program instruction has one starting point, which is integer main. and one ending point, which is there, right at the very end. Each step is carried out in order of the position, and it is only done once. It will go to, it will start from here, main. Char name, allocate a variable. Cout name, yeah, display into the monitor. Cin name, expect user to enter the input, and cout hello name, display again hello and the variable name, isn't it? One after another, always sequential, right? This is on the sequential part. Next is we have the selection control structure. The selection structure allows comparison of expression and based on comparison to select certain course of action. What happens if the user select it, meaning to say it is true. If the user does not select it, meaning to say it is false. In our case, here you go. We want to add selection. How do we go about? We want to compare. Yeah, we want to compare. That's when we can choose. So for the selection, we normally use if. If name equal to Hardy, cout that. Else cout hello you are not so hardy. Right? Hello, you are not so hardy. Let's try to compile and run this. Name to Hardy. Hello, you are not so hardy. What's wrong? What's wrong? Because this is a string. There's something else that you need to do with string. You cannot perform simple comparison. That's what we're doing here. You have to perform something called strcmp. Name to Hardy. I believe this is it. Try to compile again. You are not so hardy again, eh? What's wrong? String 1, string 2. Testing. Hello, Sohardi. You are not Sohardi. Notice the difference? So, hold on. Here, when we come here, right? When we come here, see in name. Then we have a selection. Now we have a selection. And that selection is, we want to compare whether the name that the user has entered it equals to Hardi. If it equals to Suhardi, do something. If it's not, then do something else. Yeah, that's how you select. You select if it's equal, then you hello Suhardi. Otherwise, you will hello something else. Hello, you are not Suhardi. That is if it is false. Understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let's move along. Telephone ring. True, answer the phone. False, continue reading. There you go. This is an example. So the next one, the next control structure is called the repetition structure. The repetition structure allows for a sequence of instructions to be executed repeatedly until a certain condition is achieved. How it is done? You want to keep on doing something until you reach a condition. How do you do that? For example, how would you want to do that? Suppose that if it is Suhardi, then it's fine. If it's not Suhardi, then we want to repeat this 3 times. Okay? We want to repeat this 3 times. So if you want to repeat 3 times, we have to include the block. We have to include the block. Control X. How do we repeat? We have to use, for example, the for loop. For integer I equal not, I less than 3, I plus plus. Repeat this 3 times. Always the numbering in programming start with not. Right? Numbering always start with not. Now let's try to run this. Name, give it Ahmad again. Right? Hello, you are not Suhardi. Hello, you are not Suhardi. Hello, you are not Suhardi. Now, when you see something like this, what happens? That's because we did not put the ending character. That's \n is to allow for next line, to carry whatever comes after to the next line. So we put that. Hello, next line. You are not Suhardi, next line. For the next time, hello again. So basically the cursor has already been at the bottom. Oh, hold on. Name Ahmad. Hello, you are not Suhardi. Hello, you are not Suhardi. Hello, you are not Suhardi. Notice? Any question?
No, sir.
No. Yeah, when the program comes, a bit of explanation. It comes into here. Alam tengok, alam ni buat tak duduk kat dalam. Right. It comes through here. So first it compares. If it's not so hardy, we go for else. When it comes into else, it encounters a block of code. And this is a looping code. Yeah, this is a repetition code. I equal not, I less than 3, I plus plus. Meaning to say it will loop 3 times. What does it do when it loops? It will print, hello, you are not so hardy. 3 times. Then only it come out of the else loop and come to the end of the program. Of course, this is a combination of all the 3 control structures. First, it's sequential. And then we have selection. Next, we have the repetition. We combine all of these together. Right? Back has item, true, take them out. Still have item, true, pick them out. Until there's no more item in the back, then only it will go to false. Yeah? Only it will go to false. Thank you. Right. Now that you have, you seem to have some idea about what these are all about. How about if we try something? Yeah, we can try something. What do we do? Wait a minute. There you go. Let's try to work on this. How about I put this in the classroom? Let me put this in the classroom. Hold on. All right, it's there. You can access. Why don't you try to work on this? Or perhaps let's work together first. Yeah, let's work together first. Assume that your weight is X kilograms. You need to convert your weight to pound and display it. Hint, 1 kilogram is equivalent to 2.2 pounds. Right. What do we do? Let's try to put comment. Use drawing tool. Enlarge it a bit. Where to enlarge it? Okay, that's fine. So, let's have a look. Define the output, input, and process of this task. What is the input?
Wait.
Hey, hold on. Hey, this is not nice. Here you go. Input is weight, isn't it? I hate this one. Anyway, I use another one. I would prefer to use this instead. What I bought this is a lot better. Right, there you go. Input, we have weight. Process. Output. So, what's the output? Weight here, weight in kilograms. Output is
Pound.
Weight in pounds.
Weight in pound.
in pound. What's the process?
Convert.
Basically, the process is where you put the formula.
Multiply.
Weight LBS is equivalent to weight in kilogram multiply by 2.2, isn't it? Hey, hold on.
Yes.
Weight in kilogram multiplied by 2.2, isn't it? And we will get the
Yes.
output. This is what is called the, oh right, that's the input. Sorry, this is for A. For A. Write an algorithm. We're not going to do that just yet. Write the pseudocode. Pseudocode. Let's create new. So we create a new. This is something that I've never done as well. It was Jamboard, and it's, oh, there you go. Add node. Oh, no, not node. Not node. All right. Insert. No. Add text. No. But we have to clear the whiteboard because the whiteboard can only be used once, I suppose. Yeah? Clear canvas. There's no such thing as adding more canvas, I believe. So, clear canvas. Right, what's for C? Write a pseudocode. C. What do? We have to start with begin. Next, we get weight in kilogram. And then we calculate weight in kilogram. Hey, hold on. Weight in pound equals weight in kilogram multiplied by 2.2. Then display weight in pound. And there you go. That's the pseudocode. Okay. Next, what can we do? We have to draw flow chart. Yeah. Draw the flow chart. It doesn't allow you to add. Into shape, into table, object snapping. So, how do we start a flow chart? A flow chart start with this symbol. Begin. Next is get the input from the user. Or perhaps may get weight in kg. Next is weight in pound equivalent to weight in kg multiplied by 2.2. Next is display weight in pound. And finally, don't forget, you have to and. All right. Now that we have done A, C, and D, how about if we try to convert this into algorithm? Meaning to say, you do the coding to display the weight in pound. Can you try?
So how we
Yeah.
get the process?
Right, try that in the next 10 minutes. Is that right? Try that in the next 10 minutes. Yeah? In the meantime, I'll turn off my camera as well as my microphone while you work on that. Share. Right. So what do? We are going to try to calculate. Again, here in this case, for the example, what we've done is that we have to perform string compare. We wanted to use string compare, and it's in a different library, and the library is called string.h. That's why we have to include string.h. But in our case now, we do not need to use that because we merely want to calculate the equivalence of the input that we have entered. So generally, we create a new file. First, of course, it's best to include the one library that you must include nonetheless, right? Include IOStream. Now, we do not want to keep on repeating, typing the namespace. Yes, Samshar, can I help?
Yeah, sir, the hashtag include and in bracket iOS stream, is it like mandatory? Is it like you have to do it?
If you didn't, it's like this. IO, input output stream. If you did
Right.
not include this, you cannot use C in and C out.
All right.
All right? You cannot use C in and C out. That's why you have to include IO stream. Similarly, if I wanted to use the function string compare, I cannot use when I did not include string.h because string compare is in string.h. In order for us to use string compare, we must include string.h. You see, certain libraries, certain functions stays in certain libraries. And if you wanted to use that particular function, we have to include the library. Okay? We have to include the library. In our case here, why do we have to use this? Because we want to, first of all, request the user. Yeah, if you remember correctly, we want to get weight from the user. That's why it's in diamond shape. Yeah. We want to get the input from the user, so we must use cin. In order for us to use cin, we must put IOStream. Now, to prevent us from repeating on typing the standard library, sorry, the standard namespace, we use using namespace standard. There you go. Next, only we start coding in the main block. Yeah, the main block, integer main, always like that. Okay, this is the whole structure. This is the whole structure. For any program that you will develop, this is always the structure. Now, inside main is where we perform the calculation. The calculation states that we need input from the user, right? If we do not want to write anything, that's fine, but we still need cin. Cin, we have to store, sorry, cin is the other way. Yeah. We have to store the value that the user entered into a variable. Now, we declare, this is a floating number, isn't it? Is it not a floating number? You see, 2.2. It's a floating number, isn't it? Do you know what is a floating number? Decimal points. It has got some decimal points. So, we use the type float. AG. Next, LBS, meaning to say we declare two variables of type float to store a floating number. Right? What do we want to put in kilogram? Now, this is where we see in kg. User will enter kilogram. Next is, we want to perform the calculation. Yeah? We have gotten the weight in kilogram. Now, we want to perform the calculation. LBS equivalent to kg multiplied by 2.2. Correct? LBS equivalent to kg multiplied by 2.2. Next is to display the weight in pounds. You see out you can put maybe kg LBS. That's it. Save that. KGLBS. And compile and run. Kg is 2.5 kilogram. 2.5 kilogram is equivalent to 5.51. 5.5 pounds. Any question? Guys?
Sir,
Yeah.
Wait, sir.
what's the float for?
Float is the type. Now, this is a variable. This is yet another variable. What is a variable? A variable is a place that we want to store the value. And we have to declare the data type for that particular variable. In this case, it's float. Float is a floating number. Floating number such as this. Yeah. Nombor perpuluhan.
Oh.
Nombor perpuluhan is a floating number.
Integer tak boleh guna, sir.
If you were to put integer, then how would you cater for this? This is a floating number. Right?
Okay. Okay, sir.
If you were to put integer, you cannot put 2.5. Example. Let's see what happens. Change this to integer. .5. Notice, it gets 2 kilogram equivalent to 4 pounds. Yeah? 2 kilograms equivalent to 4 pounds. Which is not the case, isn't it? We clearly put 2.5 kilograms. So integer will discard any floating numbers. We understand that this is a floating number, so the type that we choose is float. Any question?
Sir, what is actually the meaning of that symbol?
Come again?
I don't know what function of that symbol, like star, like what, for titik, betul macam ada koma bawah hujung barisan.
All right.
Can you explain the function of that symbol?
What's the function of comma? To separate. Isn't it? To separate. So we can put float kg semicolon float pound. That is also possible. Yeah, since they are or they belong to the same data type, might as well just combine them. In computing, this is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. All right. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Every line must be terminated with semicolon. Any other question? Again, relax. Yeah, we're warming up. We're warming up. I understand. This is something new to most of you. Yeah, we're warming up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Right. Let's try to represent this. Okay. Let's try to represent this perhaps something into something that you may be able to see even clearer. Let's run another application. I believe I have it here. You know, there you go. You familiar with this? This will take a bit of time to run anyway. All right. When we click this flag, meaning to say we want to run, we declare two variables. Make a variable kg. Make another variable pound. When we click, we request for user input, isn't it? We request for user input. What's it sensing? Ask. kg. Kilogram and weight. Then we store that. How do we put? I forgot. Oh, right. Variables. Set kilogram to input. Wait, I forgot. Answer. Whatever the user type. And then we set pound to kilogram multiply by 2.2. Next is we display, what's it called? And try to run. Weight in kilogram, 2.5. The answer is 5.5. And compare that to here. Question?
Sir. Sir.
What's it?
Yang line 7 tak faham kau, sir?
There.
Hmm.
What does C out do?
See how they put into the command?
C out is to display.
Ah.
C out is to display. What to display? A variable kilogram. Kilogram is the one that the user input. Concatenation. We concatenate such as this. The answer is 5.5. This is based on the calculation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So similarly, that kilogram with whatever the user enter here is in kilogram is equivalent to, this is a string. When you encapsulate within double quotes, meaning to say it's a string. Right? It's a string, you concatenate, you join them. First kilogram, let's say you run 2.5. Right? This kilogram is 2.5 kg. Notice you add kg space equivalent space.
Okay.
Then lbs pound 5.5. Concatenate again with, join again with another string lbs. So that's the lbs. You see?
Yes.
Good? How do
Okay,
you like this? Class, okay.
50-50.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Sir,
Huh?
if I run this scan, why is it blank? It doesn't show anything.
It doesn't show anything because we did not output anything. If you want user to enter something, for example, you want to give some hint to the user, you have to be out. Enter weight in kg. Then it will display. Example, enter weight in kg. Enter weight in kg. It is expecting kilogram. 2.5. What you mean? But if we comment this and we run, when we run, notice it's blank screen, but the cursor is waiting for input. That's why we type 2.5. So that's the difference between the two. If we were to put the line, give some hint to the user so that they know what they are supposed to do or what kind of data they're supposed to give. So you type something to hint the user as enter weight in kilograms. And then it expects user to enter the weight. Right? Perform the calculation. This is the process. And this is the output. Display. Whatever kilogram that the user has entered is equivalent to whatever pounds that it has calculated. Whereas underneath here, we comment this out. Again, the program is still expecting the user to enter, only that it doesn't give any hint. So if that is the case, then you have to know, because this is your program, you should know that you want that. But if you were to design it for some other people, of course, you need to give some hint so that user get the idea what is expected out of them. Clear?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Anything else?
Sir,
Yeah.
what's happening in the line 8? Like you see the C out and then arrow kg and arrow kg again, and then LBS arrow LBS again.
That's the one I was explaining about.
Why is it like double?
This is, this line concatenates a string. Right. This is an example. Notice we type the answer is. The answer is just a normal string. And we want to join with a variable. The answer is displayed, and that is the pound. Yeah, LBS. This is a variable. Whatever variable that becomes, it will write. Now similarly here, kilogram. Minimize. See out display means display to the monitor. Yeah, see out is to display to the monitor. Kilogram is a variable. Notice kilogram here is a variable. There you go. This kilogram is the value that the user has entered. Join with kilogram. Notice that is the value that the user has entered. This is the string. Yeah, kg space equal sign space. This is a string that we join. In computing term, we call that concatenate. We concatenate that with that variable, and we concatenate again with LBS. The pound. What is the pound? Pound is here. That is also a variable. Concatenate that again with another string, LBS. So we understand that user has entered 2.5. That 2.5 that the user has entered is in kilograms, equivalent to the value of pound that we have calculated, LBS of pound. Now, 2.5 kilograms is equivalent to 5.5 pounds. Notice we want to join them. Yeah, we want to join them. We have a variable, we have text. Of course, if you do not want to do something like this, it is also possible. See out kilogram. See out kg equal to see out LBS. See out pound. Still work nonetheless. So it's entirely up to you. But then again, would you do something like this? Yeah? When you can simply combine everything together into a single line. All right. We'll tackle the issue in a bit, not during the class session. Question? All right. Iqbal. 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 Iqbal has not signed in. Any other question? How about if you try to work on this question? How about if you try to work on this question? Let's see whether what can you come up with this question. Notice only question number 2, right? So probably might want to submit tonight. Let me put into assignment instead. Yeah, let me put into assignment. It's not even assignment. It's just something that you can try. You can start working on this now. Anyway, so hold on a second. Let me put that into assignment. This answer question 2. Let me put the question, instructions. There we go. Control C. And there we go. Control V. Doesn't matter about the marks. Let me put the due date for today. Tuesday. Before midnight tonight. Again, there's no point. Yeah, there's no points for this. This is not even an assignment. This is just practice. Okay. So let's try to see what you can come up with. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir. So you may begin to work on this from now. Again, you have seen me working on this. Shouldn't take any more than 5 minutes for me. Correct? So I would expect you to spend a maximum of half an hour. So again, this is not even an assignment. It's just an exercise. Right? Don't stress over this. Write it down somewhere. Snap a picture. Then you may submit the assignment in Google Classroom. Okay?